Peaches. The time is 7:04 on this Monday. We are back at it after Christmas. Got my co-host, Bill, Dollar Bill Lawson, the one, the only Dollar Bill Lawson, might I add.
Blustery morning cold dollar bill.
It
changed drastically since last time. I went to bed. I went out on the front porch just to check everything because we've taken down some Christmas stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And I just checking everything out before I lock the door for the night. And I was in a short sleeve shirt, light pants, comfortable as it could be. Came in, locked the door, went to bed. Got up this morning, and Frosty the Snowman was waking me up. It's not that it's that cold yet.
It's
going down to
it.
the upper 20s tonight.
Yeah. And
the wind is kicking up to 30 miles an hour.
We needed this on Christmas. It was warm. Everybody wore short sleeves at my house.
Me too.
There were no long sleeves to be found.
But if kids got a bike or anything they wanted to play outside, that was
it was perfect for that. Yeah. I was just really disappointed. Christmas was kind of blah at my house.
What happened?
COVID and some unknown, maybe flu, maybe not thing.
The flu is rampant right now.
One house went to the urgent care Christmas Eve morning, tested negative for everything, came on to the house, but ended up leaving early because they were feeling bad. Everybody was just kind of there. My middle kid was supposed to come, and they had ended up going to the ER New Year's, Christmas Eve night. With COVID. Turns out COVID was there at the house, and I was like, well, you don't come here. Christmas Day, we didn't have it. We got up, we cooked, and his daughter and her husband and their little one are the only ones that came over. But we had so much leftovers, but it was just kind of blah. One, because, my family was sick. And two, because I like it to be cold on Christmas, and I just could not get past that it was 70-something degrees outside, and it was that way all weekend. Yeah. I mean, from Christmas Eve all until this morning,
until yesterday.
I guess last night it got cooler. I did go out for a little bit yesterday. I met some my girlfriends for lunch or brunch that I hadn't seen in a while, and then I got back home and I was like, what are we going back into spring and summer? And then wake up this morning and the wind's blowing.
It's
really
blustery.
Hard.
Yeah, it is really
very
blustery.
Cool. And the rain is kind of a drizzly, icky rain, but
that's ending. The rain's over. But boy,
God.
it's supposed to actually gradually clear. But winter has come back after New Year's, I guess. It's we came down. We came over to come eat at Valley Grand. I meet some friends last night.
Oh, did
Valley
you?
Grand.
Okay.
Well, we were. They were closed. I didn't know they're closed. I guess
Where did
they
y'all
closed
end up
on
going?
either We went to a place called Casa Ortiz in Thorsby. You ever seen that place?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Their food was excellent, and they were very nice. Little bitty place in Thorsby, Casa Ortiz.
That used to be Red Zone.
Red Zone,
I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I went in there. It's really cute in there. They got it all fixed up nice. So did you have a good Did you have family come in? What did y'all do?
We did. We had, my kids came down from Rhode Island.
Right, for
Thanksgiving. So the kids didn't get to come. My daughter stayed up in Florence. So
that's where I had to go Friday.
Did you?
Took my daughter her stuff because they were sick.
Oh, yeah.
So I dropped it off. I didn't touch anything. I said, here you go. I stayed for just a little bit. I drove 2.5 hours to spend exactly 40 minutes there because I was
standing out in the yard.
Well, I stood in the middle of the living room and then I sat down on the couch for a minute. But
you Lysol it before you sat down.
She said, "Mom, I promised." She said, "We'll wear masks but I have Lysol. The house was spotless. It was completely clean. I mean, I have to worry about that. So we stayed away from hugs and things like that. I said, I'm gonna air hug you. And I had off and on now for about 3 weeks. I have felt kind of icky, but I've never had anything that came over me where I was in the bed sick, and it has been all around me. Which
I know.
And it kicked off with Mr. Man over here. with
Baden
strep.
started out kinda
He
got
told me
strep.
he had strep and mono and something else when he went to the doctor. I was like, get out. And he was like, I'm kidding. That's just strep. I was like, it's just strep. That's bad enough.
I got strep mono, and I'm throwing a little COVID.
I saw where the ERs
measles.
are full of the flu. And
It
there's
is.
a new strand of the flu that is probably, they said, probably one of the worst ones that has hit in a while. But I'm going to tell you.
Is it covered by the flu shot? Because I've had the flu shot.
I don't think it is. I think that was one of the things is that the flu shot's not going to ward this one off.
Oh, dear.
And I don't want it. Now, I didn't really think COVID was that big of a thing. But apparently it is because it was 100. Let's say we're running 102.5 temps. So, that's
A fever.
I can always tell when I have a fever, and I will take my temperature, and it'll be 99, and that is a fever for me. And I will immediately start aching and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I mean, for a lot of folks, 99 is just
Nothing.
For me, it about takes me out.
Yeah, I'm too. I can tell when I've got just a little fever.
Normally, my temperature runs about 97.9, so a 99 temp for me is enough to, let me know that I got something active going on. And I've had this kind of weird thing going on with my voice, kind of look gravelly, sounded like I'm trying to get sick, but I don't feel bad.
Now, I've had that. That's
yesterday.
post-nasal drip. I think I had some kind of allergies this fall that I don't normally have because I was having problems with my voice. I was having problems, sniffling and sneezing, but I wasn't sick. I didn't get really sick. I just sneezed a lot. My eyes watered.
I felt bad for poor Baden. I thought he struggled for, I know it's about 10 days.
Poor little feller.
I could tell he didn't feel good at all. And he struggled with it, but he's all good now.
Pranking people for a couple of days. I knew he was sick.
Yeah.
Pulling a prank on you, he's not feeling good.
Oh, yeah. He didn't, did he? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, remember he went about 2 or 3 days and didn't pull any pranks. Didn't. It was just there.
Zero.
That worried me.
All right, it's 7:12. We're going to thank our morning show sponsors. Thank you to Chilton Mobile Home Supply, Country Financial Insurance, Central Alabama Wellness, Coca-Cola. Mike Baker says, good morning and glad to see the crew back.
Yes.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah, I got to pop it. I brought this from home.
We're going to pop
Diet Coke, but I got a no sugar Coke we can pop.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I'll have me a mixed drink this morning.
Diet Coke
and
Coke
no sugar
Zero.
Coke.
Yeah. Also, thank you to Chilton Chamber of Commerce, Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Putter up in Pelham, Save More, Old Orchard Amish Furniture, and Woods Surfside Marina. They are out of Pell City. I don't know what's all of a sudden happening here. They service Lake Mitchell and Lay Lake now. So, yeah, and they're the only marina around here, I think. They have lots of Bennington boats.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
I could not think of that name last week.
Bennington?
I said they have boats, and I was like, what's the name of them? I could not think of the name Bennington, and just now
I know all the team members of the football team, the horses, love riding in boats. Them horses like them boats.
They do.
Go general.
Yes.
Let's go generic.
Yeah, I couldn't. I was like,
Bennington's a good.
I don't know.
Brand, yeah.
There was some football on over the weekend. Let's see. I watched a little bit. Poor Georgia Tech. They were whipping butt, and at the last minute, BYU came back and won the game.
Them Mormons.
Oh gosh, my poor stepdad. I know he was probably just sick. But I will say, Georgia Tech has had an amazing season.
They really have, especially for the Ramblin' Wrecks. They know it's been an outstanding year for them.
Mm-hmm. They've done very, very well. I fell asleep, so I don't know who won the who was it?
I didn't watch any football.
LSU and who?
I don't know. I didn't watch any football.
I don't know who won that game. What hubby was watching it. I spent a lot of my time in the living room watching Christmas stuff, even after Christmas. I mean, I'm going to watch it through January 1st.
Yeah.
My Christmas stuff is still up. I debated yesterday in taking down everything but the mantle and the tree. And then I was like, nah, I'm just going to, no sense in dragging it out twice. I'm just going to do it all in one fell swoop. And I'm going to
Mary
do
was
it
on your schedule.
the day after.
The day after Christmas, my wife was ripping stuff down. I like it to
Really?
stay up a little bit, too.
Me too.
I feel like it just comes so quick and then it's gone. You might as well keep some of the festivities up, keep the feel. Nope. Friday morning, I went padding my way down. I slept a little late because I'd worn myself out on Christmas a little bit. So I was just wandering. I slept a little late. I go down the hall and I hear all this noise. I go in and, man, she has the mantles already dismantled with all the lights in the greenery. She's working on the tree. Everything else, we had little knickknacks and the little Santa Claus already piled in a little corner. She's already gotten a couple of big plastic buckets that we put all our in bubble wrap. She's ready. She was already wrapping. And by Saturday, it was very little vestiges left except for the mess of all the stuff she hadn't packed and taken to the garage yet.
I forgot to tell you, guess what I got for Christmas from the oldest child?
What'd you get?
You remember she started doing that metal art.
Yeah. What, did she make you something?
She gave me the one that I wanted, which is the one made of the saw blades that made the flowers. And it is so heavy. And I lost my grip on it. And I went to catch it. Saw blade got me right on the hand.
Did
Immediately.
you have to have stitches?
No. But it did. It left a mark.
Well, did you get a tetanus shot? No. They need a tetanus shot.
It's fine. it's fine. It broke the skin a little bit, but I was so excited when I opened that thing up. But we decided she's gonna put it on some kind of wood background for me so that I can hang it, mount it so that it. Plus, I want it to show up better because my walls are gray, or I'll say our walls are gray, and I wanted it to stand out. So we're gonna put it on something. She's got some ideas, but I was so excited to have that.
That's so neat that she can do that.
And she gave me the one that she worked so hard on. And she was going to sell that. And I guess, I know I must have, I think I mentioned it on air and she must have heard it.
I remember that because we talked about it.
That I wanted it and I got it. So, yay. And they gave me a
Now, you sure she's pure of
too.
heart on some of this stuff because, she's making art out of saw blades. If she starts making art out of machine guns and stuff, or poisonous snakes.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
Maybe she has homicide in her heart.
No, I don't say that, but she does.
I'm going to make art
like I do.
of the most dangerous things I can put together.
All right, it is 7:17. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we got some stuff. Some of it happened over the holidays, and we've been gone since Wednesday. We took off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then you had Saturday and Sunday. So some of this stuff is previous. But if there's anything that you want to jump in with, we can do that.
I have one thing I've found interesting that I'll share.
Okay, all right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to do some headlines and some stuff that Bill found interesting. So y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Therese and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clayton Tractor Studio. We'll be right back. Workout Anytime in Clanton is now open. Your fitness, your schedule. We have top-of-the-line treadmills and weights, but we are more than just a gym. We bring luxury and results to your fitness routine. Relax in our sauna. Recharge with red light therapy. Refresh in our hydro massage beds. Get that glow with unlimited tanning and push your limits with dynamic classes. Need guidance? Our personal trainers are here to help you set your goals, stay motivated, and get real results. This is your space, your time, your transformation. Open 24/7. Workout Anytime, now open in Clanton.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600 Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studios. Oh goodness, the break conversation that we
have during the breaks.
I got to tell y'all
some of them we can't share with you.
Oh, we can't share that for sure. I came in this morning and I looked to my left and we're missing a chair. You know,
out in the lobby.
The real pretty blue chairs and stuff.
The ones that were in the window? Yeah, where are they? Did he sell them?
One's missing. I asked where it was, and he said, and this is the one that reclines. He said somebody plopped down in it, and it
destroyed itself.
The bottom fell
failed.
out.
It failed.
I'm really disappointed. That was my favorite chair.
That was a good chair. I liked it, too. I've plopped in it a few times. Did I wonder if I contributed to its demise.
No, I'm not really sure. No.
Was the person that plopped down in it substantial? Not really. It was just its time. Some things just have their time, I guess. Speaking of time, what I wanted to tell you, I'd read a bizarre thing. I should have memorized it better, but a lady named Mrs. Snodgrass, of all things, was arrested on this date in that's what I forgot. Seemed like it was pre-civil, 1858. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'll look it up one of these days and check it out. Miss Snodgrass got arrested and taken to jail and then had to go before a judge for an offense in New York City. Do you know what the offense was?
I don't know. Eating an ice cream in public or something?
She had the audacity to wear pants.
Breeches.
A woman wearing pants. She was arrested, taken to jail for wearing pants. You think we haven't come a good ways in the last 100 and
just
something
a
years?
little bit. We watched.
But now you can any female can just about go to the pool or the beach naked, and there's nobody even hardly bats an eye.
We watched a movie last night called Train Dreams. And it was set in the early 1900s, I guess 1914 maybe.
Right before World War II?
Yeah, and it was
World War One.
They were still doing the horse and buggies, but it was leading into automobiles and stuff. So this man, it was a thing of this man's life. He was a logger, and how they logged back then. Yeah. Which was not
incredibly dangerous.
How we do it now. They had that saw where you each on one end sawing it down, and it was really, really hard work. But it was kind of his life, and how he met his wife and had their baby. Some tragedy took place, some things that happened on the login site, and then his life after, and it showed things progressing. Because he died at the age of 80 in 1968.
Wow.
This was not a true story, but that's how they made it like it was one. You would have thought that it was true the way they were doing it. So he got to see the evolution of the gas-powered saw
Yeah.
When he was still,
Chainsaws
he
and-
was still doing that,
yeah.
but he was, older and he was, not really able to do a lot. And then it showed New York City or somewhere where all the buildings were built and they were really tall. And, this was, it showed it like in 1950 maybe-ish. And so things had changed. It had the automobiles and it was really neat watching it go from what he was used to where he ended up. It was actually a pretty good movie. Hubby did not like it.
Really?
And I was like, I really enjoyed that movie. I thought it was great. Sad.
Yeah.
It was kind of sad.
Well,
But
I
liked it.
I actually lived that scene in a sense because in 1970, oh gosh, 4, I took a course at Alabama that was, I think our class picture was in like Time magazine or something.
Oh,
There was a
wow.
woman that wrote a book back in the late 60s, early 70s called On Death and Dying. She was a nurse. Her name was Janet Kubler-Ross. Janet Kubler-Ross wrote a book called On Death and Dying. And that's what it was about. But it was fascinating. And it was the first time anybody, I think, really categorized what the human body goes through. But not just physically. It was about the metamorphosis of going from living to dying and that sort of stuff. Phenomenal book. It's hard to read sometimes.
Yeah.
And to deal with because you're dealing with mortality, yours and anyone you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fascinating. So we were taking that course, and there were only 2 colleges that taught it at the time. We taught it at Alabama. They taught this course at Alabama, and they did it in L.A., University of California, something.
That's interesting.
So I had, as one of my projects, I had to do an interview with someone under 20, someone midlife, and someone over 65 or 70.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I
So
picked,
midlife back then was what? 35, 40?
yeah, that's what they figure about
Middle
midlife.
they called you used to be called middle aged if you were like
Right.
35 or 40.
Exactly. So I interviewed a buddy in college, for the under 25 or under 20,
Yeah.
whatever it was. I may have interviewed, it wasn't my parents, but I interviewed some middle-aged person who was only about 10 or 15 years older than me at that time. And I interviewed my grandfather who, I don't know if I've ever told you about this, but my grandfather on my mother's side, my mom's dad, was the grandson of one of the co-heads of the Hatfields of the Hatfield
You did
McCoy
tell
feud.
that story, yeah.
So
Which
he grew up
is
in West
crazy.
Virginia in the 1890s and in the early 1900s.
Mhm.
And part of this interview, he talked about, I had to ask him questions about his life and stuff before we talked about how he felt about himself dying. What does that feel like and what has he seen and all. He grew up in West Virginia. He remembers seeing his first automobile. He remembers seeing his first airplane for sure.
Mhm.
I mean,
That was in it too.
yeah.
Airplanes.
And he went from living in a cabin in West Virginia in the woods, basically with no running water,
Right.
no, nothing, just a cabin, fireplace, wood,
One room.
everything, one room, to living in Birmingham, Alabama, and seeing men walk on the moon. Because remember, men
That
walk.
is so weird. That's exactly.
That's what I'm saying. It's
he
so
was
bizarre.
looking at, and he's looking at the TV, and he goes, "What's that?" And this lady behind him goes, "They're in outer space. They're walking on the moon." And he goes, "Huh?" It's just
No, no.
like, what in the world? And then it shows him looking up, and there's these yellow airplanes, and they were doing airplane rides for $4. And he takes one, and he's just looking because he's pushing in his, his age at that point.
Right.
And he's looking around in wonder, and he was this guy. He really didn't smile a lot. Nothing happened because he lost his family, and he just lived his life pretty much by himself
Yeah.
in the same cabin that
No
he
children or
built.
nothing, huh?
He did have children. He
Oh,
did
he
have
did.
a wife. He lost his family. It was
Oh.
sad. That movie was so sad. But it showed him, even trains progressed. It was just really neat to see that whole
He saw
the way the
nothing. My
movie.
grandfather saw nothing but steam trains when he saw
Mhm.
trains. So modern locomotives.
Yeah,
I mean, it's neat.
it is neat.
But now you look at like my age. when I came along, sure, there was already the atomic bomb had already been invented before I was born, in the 40s, at the end of World War II. And then there were jets already getting started. But when I was a kid, I remember going to the Birmingham airport. Of course, back then, you could walk right out to the airplanes. There was,
Right.
you just walked out to the plane and
Got on it.
up a stairway,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Most of the planes I saw until I was late in elementary school were prop planes. Mom and Dad would travel a few times, and we'd go say bye to them at the airport. They'd get on a prop airplane, usually what's called a Connie. It's a 4-engine.
When you could go to the airport and you could walk all the way to where they board.
Yeah, the
and
windows.
you could sit
Stand
there
at
and
the
watch out.
windows.
When my daddy would
Birmingham
go out of
actually had an
town.
outdoor deck on the top too. You'd be out there and you could holler at him and wave.
Yeah, and we'd
you'd-
wave when he'd go out, out of town. Usually it was when he was going out of town for the military and stuff. And you can't do that now.
No,
You can't
of
get
course
past
not.
that. If you're not going on the plane, you cannot get past that certain
You
point.
could go
and
right
before,
to the
you
gate.
could just walk on in and just board the plane, and
They had.
so neat.
Do you remember they had ashtrays in every seat?
Yep.
You could sit there and smoke a
You'd flip
cigarette
up.
right there while you flew, and you had an ashtray built into the armrest of every seat in an airliner. It's amazing.
Can't do that
The
now.
changes in just my lifetime changes have been
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
And I haven't. The 70s were so. I was so young in the 70s. I guess I really didn't
college in the 70s.
notice a whole lot, but it was the 80s. Moving into the compared. Because we didn't have cell phone. Well, they probably had them. If you watched Heart to Heart, you saw that they had them but we didn't. Wasn't something that was only rich people had that. In the 80s, you still had your standard cars. That and it just things were so much more simple back then, and I miss those days because even though
Everybody's-
this is convenient, what we're doing here, and it's
But it's
informative
relative.
and it's relative, but it's just.
I mean, everybody said the older days were simpler days. My grandfather said that.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad and mom said it, and I say it, and now you're saying it.
Yeah, I miss
It
those
just
days.
keeps, but it's relative to your age,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody has simpler old days that are not like their kids right now that think they're going to think today is a simpler old day. They really are.
I didn't think
Once
about that.
You give them 15 years, and this will be. They will talk nostalgically about that early 2020s. They're already doing that now. Really, if you think about it, this is coming up on 26. We start 2026 at the end of the week, and people are already now talking about. Oh, remember? People told me, I had a guy one day say, "Oh yeah, I remember you were born in the 1900s."
I was about to say
And I'm
the
saying,
same thing.
Well, yeah.
These people were born in the 1900s, and I'm like, okay, we don't have to say it
that
like
was
that.
a quarter of a century ago, even if you were born in 1999. So I was born
I
in
don't like that.
mid-century. And they're talking about things now. If you go on Marketplace or any place that's talking about furniture and items, they talk about something that was built in, built in, say, 1960, mid-century. They're talking about it was this is a mid-century disc. And you're going, and it said, built in 1973.
Hey.
And that was a mid-century disc because it was built in the middle of the last century.
That's true.
Holy cow, does that make me feel not old, ancient.
Ancient, yeah, we're ancient. All right,
it is the Sphinx.
It is 7:33. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about there were some really nice things that happened over the holidays, and there were some really not so nice things that happened over the holidays, and we'll get to all of that when we come back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Private Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studio. We'll be right back.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience. Looking for the perfect way to unwind, compete, and have fun with friends or family? Then Putter Up Pelham is your next destination. Coming this June. Whether you're a mini golf pro or just out for a good time, Putter Up offers a one-of-a-kind indoor putting experience with custom effects lighting, sounds, and robotics at each hole. Plus, automated scoring and a virtual caddy to guide your game. And our ADA-compliant courses include special putters for individuals using wheelchairs or walkers. So everyone can join the fun from ages 4 to 100. Rain or shine, day or night, it's always game time at Putter Up. Come for the fun, stay for the challenge. Swing by Putter Up, where every stroke counts. Need reliable towing or diesel repair? Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984.
Back. The time is 7:37. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill here with you on this Monday morning. Today is the, what is today? The 28th? Hold on. 25th was Thursday, 25th.
I can actually look on my phone and tell you today is the 29th.
29th. Okay. We got the 29th. Now, we will have a show on New Year's Eve.
Are you?
Yeah, we're going to do the New Year's Eve thing. Because, I mean, why be off?
Right.
I mean, it's, you can, like, we don't, like Christmas Eve, I had a lot going on.
Right,
but New Year's Eve is just a day.
You're just getting ready to maybe party that night
No,
or
here's
something.
the thing. Hubby has to work New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. We're not going to party at all. We probably will not even see the New Year ring in, if I had to guess. He will be in the bed.
Well, see, I will be too. I'm not having to work. I'm old. So now I don't even stay up till midnight. Mary and I, we wish each other a happy New Year, give each other a little peck on the cheek, and we celebrate New Year about 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. I am going
We're just because we're old.
I am going to go ahead and go to the store today and get my fixins for New Year's Day, because I am going to do the black-eyed peas. I'm going to do the turnip greens or mixed greens or some kind of greens.
Right.
We'll do cornbread. I'll probably do some type of potato. And then I will probably do a pork roast rather than...
I love pork roast.
I love ham. And I'm going to tell you, I got a ham from Market 22. And it was not a spiral ham. I didn't get the spiral one, but I got one that already had some of the pre-slicing done
really?
in it.
That's
It
cool.
made it so freaking easy to just pull. I didn't have to get out my carving knife. I could just pull that apart.
Pull a piece of meat off and
pull it on a plate. I heated it up, and that ham was so good. We have eaten on that since Christmas Eve. I mean, I put it in. I made cookhouse eggs, which is something that my stepdad came up with. And basically, you get fried potatoes and onions. You kind of get those going, and then you drop. You get the potatoes almost done and the onions almost done, and then you put the ham in there, and then you cover that with cheese, and then you crack ever how many eggs. Usually I do a whole dozen on top and put the lid on it and let
just
the
let
eggs
them kind of almost poach, really, from the
that's
steam.
almost,
and
that's exactly what it is. And that's what we had for Christmas Eve for
Good.
we kind of did more like a brunch type thing. But nobody really felt good. So it
Yeah.
was like everybody was just like, well, I think everybody would have rather just go back to bed. And I think the only reason they came was because they knew Christmas Eve was just a big thing for me. My
Sure.
son came and he hung out with us almost all day, but yeah, I mean it was just.
Now
But I love that. We've
I'm
used
ready
that
for
ham
some
for
cookhouse
everything.
eggs.
They're good. They're really good. But I'm going to use the ham bone, and I'm going to put it in
Soup or
a little bit of
greens.
put in the greens and in the black eyed peas.
Yeah, I didn't know black-eyed peas were African. They're not native to this country, to this continent.
What?
Yeah, the slaves brought okra and black-eyed peas over.
I did not know that.
I didn't either. Apparently that's African food. Of course, slaves, well, Africans that were free, I guess too. But anyway, that came from the African culture. I think it was the black-eyed peas. And of course, they did all the cooking for Southerners, especially, and so that's how we got that, apparently into Southern tradition with the black-eyed peas and the okra and some of the greens. That all came from Africa.
Could eat black eyed peas and greens all the time.
I can too.
Love them.
And my favorite is collards.
I
Now,
love collard
I like
greens.
turnip greens. Okay, I don't like mustard greens by themselves, but you mix them in
Do
with
the mixed greens
collards.
and a little bit of everything.
That's good.
Yeah, I like.
Now I
collard
don't like
greens.
kale. Do not eat kale.
I don't eat it cooked. I've only eaten it in like kale salad.
I don't
like
like
it.
kale salad. I don't like kale. I don't like Brussels sprouts. I know.
What?
I know. They are the vegetable that's grown in the devil's butt.
I've never heard it that way.
That's how much I hate them.
Oh my goodness.
And my wife loves them. And we and Croc and Jeanette, who came over the whole holiday season, we were
We
together.
got to talk about their holiday that
Yeah,
they do
they
because
had-
they're from England.
So they have we did kind of more like a traditional Southern meal on Christmas Eve, and then they did a more British meal on Christmas Day, midday, and then the day after Christmas, in Britain, is Boxing Day, and I always thought they meant it was like you had to fight somebody.
I did too. I read a book and I was like, I don't even know what Boxing Day means, and then it finally dawned on me it's a holiday.
It's a holiday because in the old days, when you had even relatively poor British people had servants, and the servants were like slaves almost. They lived, they got paid very little, and they had to just work all the time. Well, of course, the family's going to want all the servants in the house Christmas Eve and Christmas Day because they're the ones that are cleaning, cooking, serving, and all that. So the servants never could never spend time at Christmas because they had to work it. So the day after Christmas, the fancy British folks, or everybody pretty much, would box up all the candies, cookies, food, and stuff that was left over and give them to the servants, and they could do their Christmas on the day after Christmas, and that's called Boxing Day, where you box everything up
Did not know
and
that.
give it to them for them to have their Christmas.
Well, you're just Mr. Informative today.
I
You're
always
teaching me all
wondered.
kinds of stuff.
I had to
did
learn
not
that.
know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
But what kind of food do they? Because I know last year
They
they were
do-
like, "What are you eating?" And they made something, and you were like, "No." it
Yeah,
was
there's some
absolutely not.
weird stuff.
Their Thanksgiving or something was. I don't know. They don't really do
well,
Thanksgiving.
for
but
Christmas Day, we had Yorkshire pudding.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
Yorkshire pudding
I've
is?
heard of it, but I have no idea.
It's just it's a roll. It's a biscuit. It's basically a pop. You know what a popover is?
Yeah.
It's a popover, and it's not a
But where does the
biscuit. It's more
pudding
like a
come from?
roll, and it's hollow in the middle. It's like a muffin with a
Okay.
hollow center,
Okay.
and you pour gravy all in it. And that's your Yorkshire pudding. They're called Yorkies, Yorkshire pudding. And we had Yorkies, which means we had all this gravy in these rolls. Americans don't do it. But anyway, and they do some pretty, but on Boxing Day, it's typically, since the British people didn't have any servants on the day after Christmas because they were spending time they were given the day off to celebrate Christmas. They had to have it easy because nobody wanted to do any. They did a buffet. So typically on Boxing Day, they serve. They also, I learned something that I never knew, and in the South, I don't even think Southerners can even compare this. You don't put anything hot on a plate with anything cold. In other words, you can't have black-eyed peas and dressing or anything warm with the deviled egg or coleslaw. That's just unheard of. No, you never mix the cold and the hot on a plate.
Really?
And, I grabbed my plate. Man, I put some black-eyed peas and corn, and it got me a couple of deviled eggs and some coleslaw on the same plate.
Yeah.
And Jeanette lost her mind. Lost her mind. She said, oh, no. Anyway, that's why, of course, I didn't stop.
Well, I was going to say, we do things different here.
Yeah,
so.
we do. So that's
throw it
what
up.
Boxing Day, you typically just eat around 2 or 3 o'clock at night. You have a big buffet.
Yeah, especially most men. They do, especially my husband. They do not care. Whatever you can fit on the plate is what goes on the plate.
Oh,
And
darn right. I actually this year on Christmas Day, we had so much, or Christmas Eve, we had all this great food. I think I went double decker. I think I actually put something on top of other stuff. Like I think I had dressing, and then I put my cranberry sauce on top of the dressing. I may have balanced a couple of deviled eggs on top of that. I went 2 and 3 deep because the plate was only this big, and it should have been this big.
Yeah, I can't do that. Now, I can put the hot and cold on the plate, but I have to
You
have
don't like them touching much?
I don't like it touching, so it's little piles.
No,
so I cannot.
No, they can touch.
I cannot put as much on my plate as everybody else does. I will do 2 plates.
I do 2 plates that are 3 feet thick.
2 plates,
No, it's amazing. It was interesting this year because we did have a lot of folks. We had friends and family that came together, and so we had a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of folks
fun.
in and out. Sounds like it was.
But I'm tired.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it because we really partied pretty good. We had I went to one party with my uncle's house, like on Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe Tuesday. And then, of course, Wednesday, we were getting ready that's Christmas Eve. Thursday was Christmas. Friday was Boxing Day. Saturday was Saturday. So we had folks still doing weekend stuff. Thank God yesterday was pretty much low key. And I'm ready for low key for a while.
I slept so hard on Saturday. I did not wake up until 9 o'clock, and I never
sleep that late.
do that. Yesterday, same thing. I did not stay up late Saturday night because I knew I had to be up I had to meet my friends at 11 and I'm an hour away. So I had to leave by 10, which means I had to be up by 9 to get ready. 10 minutes to 9, I woke up. And I never sleep like that, ever. But I was just tuckered. I was plumb tuckered for sure. All right, it is 7:48. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got to talk about something that happened in Hobby Lobby right around Christmas.
Which I don't understand completely, but I'll tell you my take on that too.
It's so funny. We'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clayton Tractor Studio. Stay with us.
Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. please give us a call at 205 755 3550.
From all of our family at Wood Surfside Marina, we want to wish you a very merry and blessed Christmas and a happy new year. And yes, a pontoon boat does fit in Santa's sleigh. Are you tired of big box stores where you're just another number? You deserve better. Furniture that's built to last from people who treat you like family. At Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, we do things differently. As an employee-owned company, we take pride in personal service. We'll listen to what you need and help you find the perfect piece for your home from trusted, top-notch name brand. Whether it's a cozy sofa for movie nights, a dining set built for real life, or a recliner that melts the stress away, we've got you covered. Don't settle for less. Experience the difference at Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, where you're not just a customer, you're family. We are back. The time is 7:50. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Therese and Dollar Bill, the GOAT, broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studio.
I don't smell that bad,
No,
do I?
you don't
There's
smell like
nothing
a goat.
stronger than a wet goat.
I guess this was, it was around Christmas time when this happened. I think it was, Christmas Eve. A man went into a Hobby Lobby.
A lot of people going to Hobby Lobby for Christmas,
in
don't they?
Panama City, stripped down in the middle of the store
All right.
and started chasing after people. He apparently grabbed one customer, elbowed another one in the jaw, and just running around all over the place. People were running towards the back of the store. One woman called her husband, and he said, "Just grab something sharp."
Yeah. I would just say, I don't understand by running. I mean, I don't know if he had a weapon or something in his
I guess
hands,
he
but
didn't, but he was just being.
why would you run from a completely naked man? He's the most vulnerable you can be. When a man is completely naked, unless he's got a weapon, there ain't much he can defend.
Absolutely.
And there's too many possibilities to really hurt him and hurt him good. I don't understand the running. I think just pick up something pointy or sharp and start swinging it.
Yeah.
Or poking at him. And
He'll stop.
I think he'll run the other way.
Well, he was arrested for indecent exposure,
Okay.
battery, and resisting arrest without violence. So I guess he was just kind of like
He was being goofy, yeah.
I believe he had to have been on something.
I believe either that or he has a very odd hobby.
In the lobby.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to Hobby Lobby to get stuff for your hobby, then yeah, you've got and you go in there and you get naked and run around naked. Your hobby is nudism or naturist or something.
His name was Zyrese Guy.
Well, there you go. Anybody named Zyrese should have issues.
And he was arrested at like 7:45 at night is when this happened. This is wild. I mean, he just stripped down.
It is Panama
started
City.
Chasing people.
PC
and they're
Beach.
running from him.
I think he had been to the bar before he went to Hobby Lobby and had
Something was going
some
on
pina
there.
coladas. Lots of pina coladas.
Yeah. I mean, of all the things in the world, why would you, like you said, run from a naked? I guess they don't want anybody. I don't want him touching them. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, just not like say, just pick up something pointy or sharp and just start swinging. There's no way he can get near you or gonna get near you if he's got any sense of self-preservation.
I got to tell this story. This is so amazing. The story here, I love it. There is a man who owned a factory. He sold his business that he had, and made $1.7 billion.
Billion with a B?
With a B, on the family-owned business. Employees were rewarded for their dedication and hard work with checks averaging up to $443,000.
Holy cow. Woo.
He gave out $240 million in bonuses.
You know, you think about it though. If he made almost over $1.5 billion on that sale, and he was probably already well off.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the business was doing very well,
Mm-hmm.
or he couldn't have gotten that for it. So he already was probably rich, and that is one of the neatest, nicest things you can imagine, to take that much. Of course, to be fair too, I don't know if he had how many employees. Did you say?
It doesn't say 540.
All right, so he's got 500 employees, and he's given them an average, it sounded like, of about almost $1 million a piece, right?
Well, about
Well,
a little
500
less
million is only half.
a little less than 500,000 each.
Okay, give them each 500,000 each. That's 500 employees. That's $250 million.
Mm-hmm.
So you take somebody that made 1.7 billion, and you
He
that
still
re-
has a
he's
billion
still-
left
Oh,
over.
he's still, yeah. I mean, he's still so rich it's beyond compare. That's really kind. That's really nice, and that he must have been a good employer. Must have been
Well,
a good boss.
Most people thought it was a joke because they were like, well, he's sold the business. They don't know if they're going to get to keep their jobs or not. 'Cause
Right.
a lot of times when you sell a business, they let everybody go and start fresh or whatever. Or
You give me
however,
$400 million.
one lady said that although a lot of
you
it
give me
went to taxes,
yeah.
she was still able to go from living paycheck to paycheck. She paid off her mortgage and opened up a business in her community.
Made a lot of money. Wow.
That's fantastic. I love that. That is
One time when
wonderful.
I was working at a radio station, I got a bonus, got a ham. One time,
What
22
time?
years ago. That's radio didn't pay bonuses.
Yeah, newspaper didn't either.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as a bonus in a newspaper. They were.
You know, my buddy Raymond, though, who worked for a SIPCO, American Cast
they
Iron
do
Pipe
get
Company,
bonuses.
they get bonuses. And do you know if you
It's a
do a
percentage
full
of your
retirement
salary,
with
I
them, you
think.
still get the bonus.
Mhm.
He hadn't worked for him now in 20 years. He still gets a bonus. If they make a bonus, he gets a bonus.
That's wild.
Pretty
That's
neat.
fantastic. Is what it is.
Yeah.
A lady, right before Christmas, this happened before Christmas break. A kindergarten class in Bruton, Alabama, is Bruton Elementary to be specific, was having their Christmas party for the class, and a mother brought bags of candy, filled with candy for all the little kindergartners, except for it also had marijuana in the bags. So,
What?
yeah,
Like just loose?
loose
In there?
marijuana. Yeah, just sprinkles of marijuana. One of the parents said, "What is this? What is going on here?" So Karima Frazier was arrested on a $300,000 bond for distribution of controlled substance to a minor and chemical endangerment of a child.
Did she do it on purpose?
The story is not sure. They think that maybe
She
some
was-
of the bags got contaminated when she was doing other
You know, I was going to say,
stuff.
it sounds to me like she was just sloppy with her marijuana while she was the bags together. She was toking on something and
Yep.
one toke over the line, sweet Jesus. Remember that song? One toke over the line. I think that was Brewer and Shipley sang that song.
I don't know that part. I just know One Day at a Time by Christy.
One day at a time, sweet Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christy something.
Christy Lane, wasn't it?
Lane, yeah,
Yeah.
she's the one that made that popular. I
My
love
mother
that
sang
song.
that
My
when she
mother
cooked
did
breakfast
too.
sometimes.
My mom would just
She'd
be
be
in the
doing
kitchen
eggs.
singing.
One day at a time. Oh, sweet Jesus. Flip. That's when she knew when to flip the egg.
Good morning, Ricky. He says, "Good morning. I forgot we were live today."
Oh, yeah.
we
Hey,
came
Ricky.
back. Yeah, we came back to work like normal people. Although around here, I bet there's not a lot of things open. I think a lot of folks in these small towns, they shut down for 2 weeks.
Really?
A lot of different businesses
Oh,
do.
yeah, I
Some
bet.
of the factories I know do.
That's nice.
Because
Well, the SIPCO does, but they do it for maintenance.
yeah,
By the way, do you know who kind of famous is from Bruton, Alabama? It's the only person I know from Bruton.
Who?
The William Lee Golden,
Oh,
the
okay.
bearded guy from the Oak Ridge Boys.
Oak Ridge Boys, yeah.
He's from Brooklyn.
Remember, they kicked him out of the Oak Ridge
They
Boys.
kind of did, and then they got him back.
They brought him back. They kicked him out because they said, he was growing his beard, and they
He was
didn't
looking
think
like a mountain man.
his look was going, in with it. And they kicked him out, and people raised Cain. The fans were like, bring him back. He's our favorite. We don't want him to go anywhere. So they had to, do the whole, we're sorry. Will you come back?
Fire the guy they hired to replace him.
Fire the guy that they hired. And he ended up dying, I think.
Who, William Lee Golden?
No. The guy that they hired.
Really?
I'm almost positive.
Maybe they just killed him. We can't fire him because we'll have to pay him, so let's just kill him.
No. I don't think that's what happened.
William Lee has 2 sons, and they formed a band when he had to leave the Oak Ridge Boys.
Uh-huh.
They were called the Goldens, and it was he and his 2 sons and some other guys. And one night I was working in the radio station years ago, and it was 10:30 at 10 o'clock at night, and I look up. Nobody's in the radio station but me, and I was working on production. There was a guy actually on the air, and the night guy, and it's 10:30 at night. I look up, William Lee Golden's wandering around in the.
Like, what's up?
He let the guard had let him in because he was William Lee Golden of the Oak Ridge Boys.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you let him in?
He had a 45 record in his hand, and he was looking around. So I went up and said, "Hey, well, I'd met him once before, years before that." Anyway, we talked a little bit, and he said, he'd been kicked out of the Oak Ridge Boys, and he had this band called the Goldens. And he handed me the 45 and said, "Would y'all play our record?" And I said, "Now?" He said, "Well, yeah." So I took him in there and introduced him to the night guy, and the night guy was a young kid, kind of new, scared to death to do anything he wasn't supposed to do. So I said, "Talk to William Lee on the, put him on, talk to him. I mean, he's famous. I don't know how." So I sat down, and he ran the board, and I interviewed William Lee Golden.
Oh, I love it.
11 o'clock at night. We played his song, talked about career and stuff a little bit. Then he was heading from Nashville to Bruton to see his mom. And it was 10:30 at night. And he's like, that's still 4 hours away or whatever.
Why don't I just stop over here at the radio station
He
and
did.
play my stuff?
That was when I was at ZZ. Of course, I was at ZZK then. ZZK was like a big deal back then.
Were they the ones that were on top of the mountain up there, on Red Mountain? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Up in got the name of the building now. I was in that building for 20 years. Anyway, it was odd. You said Bruton. I thought of William Lee Golden. I just thought about that goofy.
That's right. I did not know he was.
And it
from
wasn't long
Bruton.
after that he was back in the Oak Ridge Boys.
I love that. I mean, they had to eat so much crow too, and they should have. They should have never kicked him out.
Well, you never know. There may have been some internal grumblings about other stuff too. Because I think William Lee was going through some kind of a resurgence of being. The way he looked was because of the way he lived. He was like going back to some kind of cowboy, Puritan. I don't know. It was a whole lifestyle thing, and that may have caused conflict as well within the band.
Yeah.
You never know the politics and the relationship stuff. It may have been more than just his looks.
Yeah, I'm sure it was, but
Yeah.
still. I saw the Oak Ridge Boys at City Fest in Gadsden back in 2012, the summer of 2012, and they were fantastic.
Oh, they're good. They're so good.
They were still, even back in 2012, they were still really, really good. Of course,
Didn't
now
one of them die?
the lead singer did.
Was it the lead singer?
Yeah, he was the tenor. Now they have somebody else that has replaced him, and I saw them perform on something, and I was like, it's just not the same. I just don't. When you start replacing the main ones in the band,
it can go south.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at poor old Alabama. We lost Jeff Cook, and then you look at Montgomery Gentry, and of course T. Roy got killed in that helicopter crash, and they try to continue on, but sometimes it's just hard.
Like the Eagles, they trying to do.
Well, now they still sound pretty good. And they do have Vince Gill. It's
Yeah,
not like they replaced him with some unknown.
Right. So here's the thing. They were smart when they did it.
Yeah.
They got somebody very well
It was
known.
even bigger than that.
And they also had Glenn Fry's son
Right.
touring with them for a while. I don't think he's doing it anymore. But yeah, I mean, they replaced him with Vince Gill. So when people come, his voice is similar enough that they can still stay on harmony.
Yeah, they still sound like the Eagles.
Still sound good.
And then
yeah.
Vince Gill can break out and do a little something on his own, and they're still get a concert with Vince Gill too. So, yeah, that was a brilliant move.
We had a trivia question on Friday, which we won trivia again. Our team is on fire. We have a great team. Everybody brings something to the table. I'm more of
this is your music trivia on
I'm
Friday
more of
nights?
the country and the 80s stuff. I'm really good at telling you who sang it on a lot of them and the name of the song. The year, I'm about 50-50 on. They played Amy, and they were like, who sings this song? Everybody got
League.
that song wrong but us.
You're kidding.
Because I said, the minute I said, that's the Pure Prairie League, I'm positive that's the one that Vince Gill was in. They were like, I don't know. And I heard people in the others that were talking about Marshall Tucker and some other, the Allman Brothers. There were a bunch of different ones. And I said, I'm telling you, 100% this is Pure Prairie League. This is the one that Vince Gill is in. And they were like, okay. So we wrote it down, and we got it right. I was like, bam, bam. So I looked it up to make sure. Yeah, we got it. We got that one the whole thing right. It was pretty good. I was excited about that. But
what was the year? 72?
Something like that. I want to say it was in the early 70s.
Yeah.
I don't remember now what it was.
I love that song.
And I might not have been the one that contributed the year on that one. So
that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I still love to hear that song. Still love it.
Yeah, but I want to say that the version that he played, you couldn't really hear Vince Gill as much in it. I want to say he redid it at some point.
Ooh.
Vince Gill.
Oh.
Because I remember hearing him sing it, and because he's got kind of a high voice, and I remember.
Oh, he's way up there.
So I want to say that I've heard it with just him, or maybe he just does it sometimes. I don't know, but I want to say he did it too. So, all right, it is 8:06. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got to talk about United States postal worker.
Oh yeah.
Oh, got to talk about that. Oh, shame, shame, shame.
I had something I wanted to ship too. I got a story to tell about shipping a present to somebody.
Okay.
And the trouble I got.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So stay with us. We'll be right back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Power Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clayton Tractor Studios. We will be right back. Workout Anytime in Clanton is now open. Your fitness, your schedule. We have top-of-the-line treadmills and weights, but we are more than just a gym. We bring luxury and results to your fitness routine. Relax in our sauna. Recharge with red light therapy. Refresh in our hydro massage beds. Get that glow with unlimited tanning and push your limits with dynamic classes. Need guidance? Our personal trainers are here to help you set your goals, stay motivated, and get real results. This is your space, your time, your transformation. Open 24/7. Workout Anytime, now open in Clanton.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 651-0077 or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience. Looking for the perfect way to unwind, compete, and have fun with friends or family? Then Putter Up Pelham is your next destination. Coming this June. Whether you're a mini golf pro or just out for a good time, Putter Up offers a one-of-a-kind indoor putting experience with custom effects lighting, sounds, and robotics at each hole. Plus, automated scoring and a virtual caddy to guide your game. And our ADA-compliant courses include special putters for individuals using wheelchairs or walkers. So everyone can join the fun from ages 4 to 100. Rain or shine, day or night, it's always game time at Putter Up. Come for the fun, stay for the challenge. Swing by Putter Up, where every stroke counts.
Back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studios. The
Blustery
time is
day.
8:11. Yes, that's what I was about to say. It is, and I saw where on the news it said that the Jimmy Hill Mission is opening up some warming stations.
Oh, good, because it's going down like in the
Birmingham
20s
area.
tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be cold. But yeah, so we were talking about some. The United States postal worker in Cobb County got in
Over
trouble.
near Atlanta?
Yeah, I guess it was.
Cobb County, Georgia?
It just says Cobb County. I
Yeah.
didn't even look to see where. I know there is a Cobb County, Georgia. There may be one here. I don't know.
There's not one in Alabama.
But she got arrested for stealing mail with gift cards and AT&T rewards.
How did she know?
I guess you fill it out.
Kinda
You
feel
kind of
'em?
know and
I guess
see
you feel
if
a
it's
card
like,
in there?
yeah, you open that up and steal the gift cards. And people start finding out when there are complaints on her route, hey, I sent stuff and it didn't get to where it needs to go. And AT&T rewards, that's cash money. You get the little debit cards
Right.
for, you know,
Yeah,
full
you can
of
just take
money
this
on
like getting
there.
a credit card loaded up.
Why would you do that? You're going to get caught.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Why?
You could get away with getting rid of one or two because that could just happen in the mail. You know, they could
Yeah.
get. Of course, now everything's electronically time stamped, so
Mhm.
I don't even know if you can get away with one or two now. But I could see where you could get away with one or two. But if you start showing a trend where a bunch of them in your route is suddenly missing, doesn't that point to one person?
Yeah.
The person who's on that route?
I luckily, we, to my knowledge, we haven't had any of that kind of trouble.
I've never had anything
you know,
like
a
that.
lot of folks were complaining during the holidays that their packages weren't getting to the right place, and people were on Facebook, hey, if this is your door, can you please give me my package back? And it even had video surveillance on one where the guy looks at it, realizes it's not his, and picks it up and takes it inside anyway. And it was just, you know, it's a mess. These workers are just not because a lot
the
of times
volume,
they
the volume's so
subcontracted out.
bad.
Yeah, they subcontracted out, and so they're not actually Amazon or actual FedEx or whatever.
like
They're
Uber.
they're just extra people, and these people just throw it wherever. This one lady I saw where it was her son's. It was a camera, and they just threw the box, and it shows it on the Ring camera. Them throwing the box, and she opens up, and it's broken. The camera lens and the camera's all shattered, and she's like, "What in the world are we doing here?" I thought it was great when one of my presents that I ordered, they didn't set it right where you could see it. They set it behind one of the columns right there, so you couldn't see that
Porch
I had
Pirates
a package.
couldn't get it. Yeah.
I thought that was awesome. So we've had nothing but good luck with ours. I mean,
I've had nothing but good stuff. Matter of fact, we did have a bunch of packages. Because, see, not only do Mary and I order stuff from Amazon or whatever, Temu, I don't know, all that stuff.
Yes, I did.
But
too.
also, Croc and Jeanette, since they have a lake place and it's more isolated, they get all their packages sent to me and Mary's and
that
mine.
makes sense. Yeah.
It does make sense. We don't mind a bit. But we had a lot of deliveries over the past 2 weeks. And we had a lot of those people come up in their personal car. I had a girl come up and pull in my driveway at 11 o'clock on one night to bring me 11 o'clock at night. And I just happened to be standing in the kitchen. And I thought, somebody coming down my driveway?
Yeah.
And I went out and looked, and the girl pulls up in her car. And she was wearing a yellow vest, safety vest. So I guess that made her look official. Mm-hmm. And she handed me a box. She was nice as she could be. She came around and handed it to me. And
saw that you were still awake, I guess.
Yeah, I was up. So, yeah, it was amazing.
Our Ring camera caught one delivery. It was after midnight. I would say it was like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
I just
we've had,
to
like
check
you,
it.
we've had them put them on our porch and hide them, put them where you couldn't see it that well. Now, I also have had them where it looked like they just threw them out of the door while they were driving by and it was out in the yard.
Have not had that, thank goodness.
I've only had that one time. It was just out, like they didn't want to come all the way to the, I don't know. I don't have a dog. I don't know what that story was. But anyway, 90% of the time, 99.9% of the time, they've been wonderful. Matter of fact, Mary actually, we had a big box delivered. It was a piece of furniture. It was a table. And it was in a big box, and it was pretty heavy. So when the guy delivered it, it's on the porch. So Mary couldn't take it in by herself. So she was waiting on me to get home and help her bring it in. And another package was delivered from UPS, or I think it was FedEx. FedEx guy came up with a little package, and she thanked him. She was out there on the porch, and he said, "Boy, you got a big one there." She said, "Yeah, they delivered it this morning." She said, "I can't even get it in." He said, "Well, I'll take it in for you." So he just on his own was nice enough to help her take this huge box in our home, just put it in the living room.
Aww.
And wouldn't take a tip or anything for it. She said, let me give you something for this. And he said, no. He said, my grandparents would come out of their grave and haunt me if I didn't help a lady that needed something moved, So yeah,
That's
it was
funny.
nice.
They probably would.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was nice. He didn't have to even come close to doing
that.
And
I will say, a lot of the stuff that we got, that I ordered, it actually came from the post office. I thought it would come.
Yeah,
it was
me
gonna
too.
Be shipped,
We got a lot of
FedEx
USPS
or
stuff.
UPS or something like that, and it wasn't. It was put in the mailbox, and it said delivered in the mailbox. And I'd go out there, and sure enough, it'd be in there, and I didn't have a single problem.
I didn't either, never have, but I did have an odd thing happen. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to resolve today. Back about a week before Christmas, I got that thing in the mailbox, that orange slip that said we had a package we needed to come. They couldn't deliver. And the reason they couldn't deliver it, it was postage on demand, COD, cash on deliver. We owed $10.71 for this package. Well, everything we order is either we pay for shipping or it's prime free shipping. We don't order anything COD. And I can't imagine anybody sending you something as a present
For COD.
So I said, okay. So I went down to you could do several things. One thing I'll go to the post office. It's not that far. So I didn't go the next day, but I went because a lot of times the carrier has to take it back after the end of the run, and then it's got to be categorized. The lady was so nice, and she couldn't find it anywhere. And so now we have this mystery of this package.
I wonder if it just got sent back.
It wasn't supposed to be. I mean, this was just the next day, and they said, they would hold it for so many days. Then they couldn't find it. So, yeah, I'm going to go back today and just
if they found
see
it.
if they found it, find out what it is. I can't imagine what I got to pay $10.71 for that, would come that way. I mean, I almost wonder if it isn't some kind of scam.
Probably.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm just kind of down. I'll pay $10.71 just to end the mystery.
To figure out what it is.
Yeah.
Well, you said you you wanted to ship something.
Oh, I did. I got in big trouble. Listen, it was the other morning after I was on with you, and I left, and I have this box. Now, I went and did this program. They hired me to go to Staten Island, New York, and spend a couple of days up there.
Yep.
And I emceed and did some voice work for the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation for the memorial we did for those people who have died from 9/11 because of all the toxic materials. They didn't die the day of the attack. It's the people that worked after the attack for sometimes weeks on that toxic pile and then got horrible, weird cancers and stuff and has since died. Oh, wow. It's 170 of them. 100 so far. Some are still suffering from cancers and stuff that may not make it either. But anyway, we did this program and it was wonderful. So we were assigned this fireman who was he'd do anything for us. He'd cart us around. He'd take us places. He'd help us with anything we needed. And this one I had was named Kenny. Kenny was a hoot. Nicest guy you ever, but he talked just like a New Yorker. I just couldn't get enough of him talking. I'd talk to him about anything just to hear him talk. And Kenny was phenomenal. So he found out I liked cigars. And so the last day, we couldn't really smoke cigars where we were working because it was all no smoking areas. But on my last day, before we said bye, and I was getting ready to come back to Birmingham, this area, he gave me a pack of cigars from his personal collection. So
Aww.
I thought that was so nice. So I went and ordered online these really fancy Cowboy Fireman cigars. It's a group called the Cowboy Firemen, and they
were able to be shipped to you.
So they shipped them to me. Yeah.
Interesting.
Typical. Oh, you can get, regular tobacco, they can ship it to you all day long. I didn't know that I can't do the same thing. So I left here and had a little box with, I think it had 6 cigars in it for him. Now that's these were expensive cigars. So it was like $150 worth of cigars.
Oh my
these 6.
gosh.
They're like $20 a stick. So I went to the UPS store here, and I know the guy, Caleb, that runs it, nicest kid in the world, and his mom was working in there. So I walked in, saw his mom, and we were talking, chatting, catching up. I said, I need to ship this to a buddy of mine in Staten Island, New York. She says, oh, okay. She said, no problem. She had the name and address. I'd already had labeled it, but she had to do a fancier label, And she said, what you shipping? I said, cigars to my buddy in New York. And she stopped and went, and she looked horrified. Not because of what I was trying to ship, because it's just cigars. The fact that she didn't want to have to tell me she couldn't ship them. They're not allowed to ship cash money, alcohol, cigars, several other things. And I didn't know that.
That's interesting.
I understand the alcohol, and I don't really understand the cash money unless it's like massive amount, like you want to ship $10,000 or more. If you're going to send your grandson a little toy and you've got a $20 bill in there with it or something, apparently that's illegal. They can't ship that either because of the $20 bill in there or whatever. And I was too honest to tell her it was anything. But when she did say, I'm so sorry, dollar bill, we can't ship tobacco products. I went, oh, I mean, they're candles. Because I said, you light them, they burn. They smell up the place. She looked at me like she was almost going to buy it, but knew that. I said, I'm not. I said, I'm just joking. I said, I understand. I didn't know that. I said, I'm sorry I put you in the spot to have to tell me that. So anyway, I took off. They're still in my truck. I hadn't sent them to Kenny yet because, and now I've got a quandary. What do I do about my ethics? Do I go to a UPS store and hope they don't ask me. And if they do, or at anywhere, and they ask me, do I lie? Do I say they're candles or they're, they are in test tubes? I could say there's some glass products that just happen to be holding cigars. But anyway, I don't know. I'm torn. I thought maybe I could just take it to the post office because maybe they won't ask.
They won't.
Yeah, they usually don't.
They've never asked me what's in it when
Yeah,
I've shipped a box.
I have, me too.
Or anything.
So anyway, I'm in an ethical quandary because I want to get Kenny his cigars.
I can understand. Every once in a while, I think it's okay to do a little white lie or by omission when it's a situation like that.
Well, now I do believe definitely in the white lie. When my wife asks if these pants make her look fat or whatever, I ain't telling the truth. If it made her look like a blimp, I ain't saying
Not
it.
my hubby.
He'll tell you?
Oh, he'll tell me in a heartbeat.
And that doesn't bother you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure I'm
Yeah,
on the right page.
does.
Yeah, me too.
We've been talking about exercising and, stuff like that. And he just dug his hole deeper and deeper and deeper. He goes, this is what he said. I don't have any reason to talk. I'm fat too. As in also. And I said.
So that's just reaffirming he's saying you're fat.
That's what I said. He goes, no. He goes, what I'm saying is that whether you are or aren't, whether you are or aren't is a moot point because he's like, I'm already, he just, and I was like, yeah.
Actually, your husband's not fat.
And then he goes, you're not fat. But I was like, oh, no.
You've already stepped in it.
You have already said what you think. And he's like, no, I don't think you're fat. He said, anyway, he tried to change the subject. Anyway, I was like, oh, no. You've already done it. Now, I've looked back on pictures. Baden and I were doing this Tuesday. And I said, I've looked back at pictures from last year at this same time. And I've gained 20 pounds. Well, I've gained at least 15 just since July. And you can tell. I mean, you can tell in my face. You can tell in everything. And I'm looking at pictures and I can tell. And I was like, ooh, here I was skinny when I thought I was fat. I'm looking at these pictures and I thought I was overweight then. And I look skinny in those pictures compared to now. And, and hubby doesn't help because he'll say, do you want some ice cream? Do you want some of this? And I'm like, you're not helping. You're contributing to the delinquency over here of somebody who loves ice cream. And I'm not going to say no.
I told Mary, don't bring it in the house. You bring it in the house, I'm going to eat it. I said, I'm trying to do better myself. I'm trying to keep my weight down or lose a little bit. And I said, but you keep bringing in cookies and candies, and I'm diabetic on top of that. So I said, she says, well, you just got to be more disciplined. I said, no.
There's no such thing.
There's no such thing. You just don't, if it's not here, I can't eat it. Don't bring it in. Now, if you want a cookie, good. Bring it in, hide it. Don't tell me where they are. Don't leave them out where I can see them.
Yeah. Eat them when you're not there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have to. I really am not big on sweets so much. I honestly don't snack a lot. But if he comes at me with a bowl of ice cream, I'm inhaling that thing. I mean, and he does it late at night, like last night.
And that's the worst time.
It's like 8:30 at night.
You're not going to burn that off.
He goes in the kitchen, he comes back, and he brings me a bowl of ice cream. And I went, no. And he goes, this is the last of it. But that's the last of it until he goes and buys another tub.
Sure.
So
Bluebell.
Yeah, exactly, which is the vanilla bean.
Or the homemade vanilla is good too.
The vanilla bean is just unbelievable, so good.
Well, everything Bluebell makes.
Yes, Mike, he had already dug that hole quite deep.
Well, you know what they say in broadcasting? They taught us. They said, if you mess up, you say something, you're messed up. Don't keep stirring it up. They said messing up is just like a pile of dog poopy. It stinks, it's ugly, but if you step in it and keep stirring it around, it gets worse and worse and worse. So just don't touch it. That's what they'll tell you in broadcast. Just you say something, don't start explaining it. Don't try to just go.
Just go.
Get away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you don't stir it up worse and just make everything stinkier and worse. So that's what he did. He stepped in a big pile of dog mess and just started kicking it around.
Mm-hmm.
Guys do that.
Sure
We don't mean to, but I've learned. I've been my age now. That's one of the few wisdoms I've learned.
Hubby,
lie like a dog.
Hubby is one of these people. He's not going to. If he thinks it, out it comes.
He may have to work on that filter.
He needs to work on that a little bit.
That filter needs to be worked.
Yeah, he does need a filter. All right, it is 8:30. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got to talk about, this is sad, a forklift driver.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that one? It's pretty bad, but yeah, we can talk about it.
But it's bizarre. And
It is bizarre. We'll talk about that. But first, before we go to break, I got to say good morning to Pamela and good morning to Jamie. They hopped on, and I saw Pamela, and I meant to say good morning earlier, and I forgot to do it, and then I just saw Jamie pop on. So good morning. Thank y'all for watching and listening. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about an accident at a warehouse
sad
that happened with a forklift driver. So y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studio. We'll be right back.
Need reliable towing or diesel repair? MEMS Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust MEMS Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984. Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
From all of our family at Wood Surfside Marina, we want to wish you a very Merry and blessed Christmas and a Happy New Year. And yes, a pontoon boat does fit in Santa's sleigh. Are you tired of big box stores where you're just another number? You deserve better. Furniture that's built to last from people who treat you like family. At Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, we do things differently. As an employee-owned company, we take pride in personal service. We'll listen to what you need and help you find the perfect piece for your home from trusted, top-notch name brand. Whether it's a cozy sofa for movie nights, a dining set built for real life, or a recliner that melts the stress away, we've got you covered. Don't settle for less. Experience the difference at Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, where you're not just a customer, you're family. We are back. The time is 8:34. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studio on this Back at It Monday, December the 29th. The new year is about to roll in here.
Last 3 days of 2025.
I know. We're going to be 2026, and now I got to remember to write all that
I'm
on
still-
my new contracts and stuff that I write.
I'm
can't
still
remember.
writing 2024 on
Sometimes,
stuff.
yeah, I will mess up and do
I
that.
do too.
I do
I
it.
can't remember what century I'm in.
Tiger just popped up and he said,
I
"Good
saw him.
morning from the farm company."
Yep. Tiger hit and his wife. They have that beautiful little store downtown Columbiana.
Tiger, are y'all open today?
Kathy?
I actually have to get a birthday gift for our friend.
They got
I'm
some
thinking
good
I might
stuff.
need to go in there and
Kathy.
see what they've got.
I don't know if they're open on Mondays or not.
So we told you before we went to break, we had to talk about a sad story. This story actually happened back in April.
Oh, really?
Yes, but they had some new information that came about. But a forklift driver, this happened at a Hyundai warehouse over in Bryan County, Georgia.
They have a big Hyundai plant there.
A forklift driver, he was talking on his phone and he ran into a 45-year-old man and it severed the man from the waist up.
Cut him in two.
And instead of getting help, he climbs down and runs away.
Well, I don't know how much help you can give a man that's been severed from the waist
He still
down.
should have said, "Here's what happened." But he was negligent, obviously. He ran instead of, saying this was an accident or whatever. Since then, a lot of stuff. It turns out that the person that he ran into and severed was the CEO
Of the company?
of the company.
I mean, the plant?
Yes.
Holy cow.
It was the company is a subcontractor to Hyundai. It's SBY America. He severed. Now that company has gotten all kinds of citations and trouble for
being
not
practicing.
maintaining safe practices. It's just a whole big thing.
So the man that got severed, cut in two by the forklift operator, was the CEO of this subcontractor. And he's the one that got killed. But now that company is in big trouble for not following safety protocols.
Yep. They got OSHA has fined them all kinds for like 3 or 4 different big time things. Let's see. They were fined $16,500 for something, $9,268, another $1,800 fine. I mean, all of these fines came from the company, and it says they were also exposing employees to struck by and crushing hazards. I mean, it's just a mess.
So what happened to the dude on the forklift? Did they catch him? And
this story does not say, and that's one of the reasons I ran it when I looked at it to see. The driver worked for Beyond Iron Construction, which is a separate contractor. They said he was wearing a vest and everything, so he should have been able. They should have seen him. That forklift driver should have. They said he was on his phone. The forklift driver was.
Who was wearing the vest?
The CEO.
Oh, okay. Had a high visibility vest on.
Yep.
Wow. Well,
so sad.
Yeah, I don't know who's the most negligent in that. You'd assume it's the forklift operator, but who knows if the CEO was also just casual about something. And then I guess they went and got the guy. Does he go to jail or does
I don't know.
Go
I'm
to
going to
trial?
have to. I'm going to have to check into that a little bit more. Maybe have a follow up because it does not say in this story what happened to him.
If the company that he was working for does not specifically say not to operate a cell phone or anything to distract him from his driving, then he may not be in that much trouble.
Yeah,
that's true. Technically. Now, did he? Yeah, he killed the guy, and it was horrific. I can't imagine what that would have looked like. Ugh.
Apparently, it left a trail of blood. It was not good.
Wow. Well, that's bizarre. I mean,
It's
sad, bizarre, just severed from the waist down. I'm hungry.
I'm not. No, I'm not. If I was, I'm not now. I can tell you that for
I'm
sure.
hungry.
We had another good story. I love this story.
Okay.
HEB grocery store in Burlington, Texas. They had a computer glitch.
I love HEB stores. When I go out to Fort Worth, that's
So you know what I'm talking about.
oh yeah, they're huge. They're like Publix in Texas, or they're a huge. Then they have liquor stores. They're big, and they're huge, and they have everything in them. I mean, you know how Texas is. Everything's bigger in Texas. Well, HEB stores are huge, and they're everywhere. They're like Kroger used to be around here, Winn-Dixie,
Kroger in
Publix.
Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, you have it everywhere.
They're huge, yeah.
Well, this particular HEB in Burleson, Texas, they had a computer glitch, and it was right, it was like Christmas Eve, I think, and folks were lined out pretty much out the door trying to get their groceries. They were all in line. They had the computer glitch. They couldn't get it fixed. The manager says, whatever you have, we're going to bag it up, and you can go home.
Just gave it to them.
They just gave it to
Merry
them.
Christmas.
And the ones that, I mean, I guess they shut the doors and wouldn't let anybody else in.
Right.
But the ones that were in the store.
And I guess they
And
couldn't
in the
just
line-
go grab more stuff. They just
No.
they had to they just shut everything down, but everything they had in their cart.
Yep. And
they
some
just-
of these carts were full, and it showed
Oh,
a
yeah.
camera. It showed the camera. Somebody had like a camera, and this one guy, his buggy was slap full, and he looks at another person, and they all looking around like, what? And they start giving each other high fives. And she said, we are sorry. We're just gonna give you your groceries and hope that you will continue to shop with us. Yeah, I'll continue to shop with you.
Darn right. And I
over
bet you some
something like
people
that.
even went back and tried to pay them something for their groceries. I mean, some people would feel obligated if they're of means and they don't need free food. You know,
I'm sure she had to scan everything so that she could, justify where it all went for each transaction.
well, if
but
the
they
computer's down, maybe you couldn't
just
scan
that's
it.
right.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point. So they just put everything in bags and said Merry Christmas.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, they can't scan. It was down. So isn't that
So they
something?
just we're just gonna bag it up for you and Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
I bet people were tipping the grocery store
Oh
people.
well, I'm sure they
I'm
were.
100% positive that happened.
But I'm thinking even some probably went back the next day and just tried to give them. Here's
Yeah.
$300. Here's $100. Here's
I
what.
know my groceries are at least this, so
Yeah, it's. I mean, you might have $300 worth of groceries, but you could go back and give them $100 just so the company didn't. But that company, I'm sure, is pretty profitable, and they may actually have insurance for something like that. That if the
yeah.
system is down and they can't charge people for their food, they may have a loss prevention.
Loss of yeah, they probably do. I just thought that was a pretty cool thing to do. Like we had
It is.
two really good things right here. You have all this yuck, and you had two really good things that happened
Yeah.
right here at Christmas time. I love to hear stories of the good stuff because
Didn't somebody
is-
also win that huge lottery right before Christmas?
one person out of was it Arizona maybe
Yeah,
somewhere like that.
won like $1 billion.
$1.8 billion. After the payout, they ended up with
1.2 or
oh
something.
no, it was way less than that. It was like 700 million, maybe even less than that.
Well, they take 50% usually.
400 million somewhere. They ended up $400 million.
I could live on that. I
Figure
could-
you're set.
I think you're
You
set.
and everybody you know.
$400 wouldn't hurt me right now.
Mhm.
$400 would be wonderful.
Yeah, I know. Same. Same. Yeah, because I mean, we've had a lot of expenses this year.
Yeah, we did too.
I had my front teeth done, which cost a pretty penny. Some of
And
it
the
was
whole mouth.
some of it was out of pocket. And here's the thing. It was Arkansas. Thanks, Mike. Arizona, Arkansas. A starts with an A. I am 1099. Guess what I haven't been doing?
Oh, no. You didn't put any back as you were going along? Oh, hello, federal government. You're going to get a little bit of a bill when you do your tax. Plus, you had a lot of losses.
Is in panic.
Is he?
He's like, I was like,
Just didn't think about doing it?
I mean, yeah, but I guess I didn't think it was going to be that much, and then I'd worry about it when it came. Well, it's time to worry.
Yeah.
The only thing that may be a plus is that they're saying that on our taxes for 2025, when you file your taxes, you're going to get a tax break according to Trump.
Right.
That might cut some of it down. I don't know how much of a tax break. I don't know exactly what it's going to do, but we're going to owe some money.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my God, I hope it's not like $10,000. I don't think it will be, but
Yeah. Well, it's
it could.
working out.
I think it's going to be around
3,000. I've had much higher tax brackets than that because I didn't do the right thing either.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, that the only thing that is bad when it comes to this time of year. Of course, now that I'm retired, it's not so bad. But yeah, when I got between Christmas and New Year, I was happy about the holiday, but I started having that nagging fear that I was going to have to start dealing with taxes. And then after New Year's, when all your stuff starts rolling in, your end of the year packages and stuff. Holy cow! Because I'd forgotten that I didn't keep up with certain things I'd paid that I could have deducted, and I'm pretty sloppy with all that. I don't do anything illegal. I don't intentionally do anything that would get me in trouble, but I'm always worried about mistakes or things I should have done that I didn't know to do. I've always, for 40 years, I've just been, my stomach grinds when it comes to tax time. I'm never comfortable. I don't want to do anything to get me in trouble.
Yeah, me either.
I just want to pay my taxes. I'm not always happy about it, but I do get to live in this country and live a great life. But I'm scared of the IRS just because I'm scared of any authority that can put liens or take something from
I'm
you.
going to tell
It's
you.
scary.
For 3 years in a row, we got audited.
Really?
And we don't know why. Because, it was my ex-husband and I. We got audited, and we didn't have any unnatural deductions or anything.
Well, they do randomly, but I've
3
never heard
years
of
in
3
a row,
times
we got
in a
audited,
row.
and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So I had to get our tax. Luckily, I have a tax girl that I've been using now for the last 4 years, and she's great. She helps get deductions that I didn't know that I was eligible for. And I thought that I was eligible for some that I wasn't. And she was like, "Well, no, if you do this one, you can't do this one. So you got to pick one. You don't
One
get
or
to
the
do
other."
both." So now, because I didn't do what I was supposed to, I'm hoping that she can help me figure out what I need to do and
To
help
make
me.
it
I
least
may have
painful.
to get an extension.
Yeah, well, that's
I'm not sure.
You get an extension for filing, but it's not for payment.
Right.
So that's the problem, is you can put off paying it. You're just accruing interest and penalties. I've been there and done that too. Because I've got really screwed up one time on some stuff that for me was complicated. My tax person died, and I had to get a new tax person. Yeah, I'd had this lady she was wonderful. She had worked for the IRS for years, then went out on her own to do tax work, and she was wonderful because I told her, I said, "Look, I'm not, I'd love to pay as little taxes as I legally have to, but if it gets into gray areas, play it safe." I said, "I'd rather overpay a little bit or overpay than to ever get in trouble with the I just don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to cause any problems." So she was good about, she could get good deductions, but didn't push any boundaries, didn't raise any red flags, as she called them. And so I was happy with that. And that was for like 30 years. And she died, cancer. And then I got somebody that I think probably learned how to do the tax code in Sing Sing prison and got me in big trouble. And I was just doing what the tax guy told me to do and got into a mess with some stuff I had deducted. I wasn't. Anyway, we got that clear. I hired, got rid of him, hired somebody that was decent. They took me about 3 years to really get it. Because, it's weird is they can go back. The other day, I got a letter from the IRS, and I went, why am I getting an IRS letter this time of year? Yeah, this is like just before Thanksgiving. And it was a check for $1.63. They had gone, apparently they go back. This was from 4 years before. This was from like 2021. And they just realized they owed me $1.37.
Must be more or as much.
Yeah. Can you imagine to print the check and mail it to me and everything?
To give you $1.
That's so weird to me that they, out of the blue, they do either audit or I don't know what happened. It's all a mystery to me. Yeah. This is all like magic, smoke and
see,
mirrors.
here's the thing is that you can't, just because it's January 2nd, you can't just file your taxes on the 3rd.
No.
There's a certain day in January that it becomes.
And it's near the end of January. It's like January 27th or something.
I think employers have to have your stuff to you before February 1st or January 30th or something like that. It's
by the end of January, yeah.
But you can't file your taxes before a certain day. They don't. She explained it to me. They don't unlock it for tax preparers to file and send them electronically until a certain day. So they can go in and prepare everything, but they can't actually send it in. But like whenever, one year when she did my taxes, I owed, and she said, all right, you're going to owe this. Do you want to pay it now? And I was like, I may as well go ahead and pay it. So I paid it, and I didn't have to worry about it. The other time, it was a little more than I expected. So, and I was getting my taxes cut out at that point. I wasn't 1099, and I still owed. And I was like, oh, no. I said, I can't do all of that. She said, well, send what you can, and then, you have to have it paid by the time the filing is over, which is April 14th or something like that.
16th or 17th.
You have to have it paid by then. And I was like, okay, so I paid half, and then I sent the other half in. But this time,
I always feel like
I done messed up.
I feel like if I went to Washington or wherever the IRS's main office is, you went in there, it would look just like the Wizard of Oz from night, where there's people. There's this smoke and this big thing going, what do you owe? And boom, flames and smoke and flying monkeys and stuff. Oh, I've always just been kind of fascinated and very fearful of the IRS. And I don't do anything. I mean, I really don't. Mary will even tell you, if I do anything, I'm going to play it so conservative that I'm probably giving them more money than, but I'd rather do that than get in any kind of hassle or trouble or whatever. I mean, I just don't want any hassle.
Right.
And it's just terrifying.
I know. It's scaring me to death.
I don't understand it. It'd be like somebody running in real quick and handing me a scalpel and saying, you got to do some heart surgery on this guy in 5 minutes, and it'd be like, well, he's dead. I'm not going to, I don't know how to do anything. Same thing when I go to my tax guy. I don't know how to do anything. I mean, whatever they tell, they said, look, all right, you owe $10,000 to the IRS, but you can pay only $3,000 to the IRS if you'll wear purple socks for 3 days and drink the cow urine or something.
Yeah.
So it's a mystery.
Mike says, good morning, Judy. Mike says, I think you get an additional tax break of $750 if filing single and $1,500 if filing jointly. 65 and over get an additional $6,000. He said, I'm not an accountant, so check me on this. I believe that's what I saw.
Well, I hope he's right.
Because that means these folks, 65 and over, may be getting a refund of a good bit.
I'd love that. I used to work it when I was working radio and I was, getting my taxes taken out and all that. I piddled around with it till for the last couple of years that I was working, I had it down where if anything, I got a little back from like the feds, and it was just about right to pay the state.
That's exactly what I've been
opposite.
Getting. Yeah.
I liked it where I was getting it already taken out, so at the end of the year, or the beginning of the year when I had to pay my taxes, they kind of offset each other perfectly, really close. Or I had to write a check for $50 or $150, because, I just,
Something small.
yeah, something reasonable.
Yeah, reasonable.
Or you get, and some people actually love when they get a pretty big refund. I didn't like that either because that means for a year they've been holding that money I could have used.
And you don't
needed.
get the interest on that,
No.
but they charge you interest when you don't pay
And
them.
penalties.
I
I don't
just
get that either.
The math ain't mathing on that for me.
Well, it's government. They're going to get what, yeah, they can hold your money forever and you might get your money back, but you ain't getting no interest. Boy, if you're, late getting the money to the government, you're going to pay interest and penalty.
Well, I think
And I'm not,
taxes are
everybody hates taxes. Let's face it.
because we're taxed to death.
We are. We pay it on
Taxes on
everything we buy. We pay it on our cars. We pay it on our gasoline. We pay it on utilities. It's like we're getting hit so many times for this, and you're only getting so much money in.
And then they're squandering it. It's going in all these weird places. Obviously, look what Trump and Elon Musk found out where all this money is going into these non-existent places and refunds to people who are dead. I mean, it's just
I saw a
world?
documentary over the holidays. I was just looking around I like watching a lot of the Christmas shows too.
Yeah.
But I saw this documentary and it was amazing how many kindergartens and preschools there are that get tons of money from the state governments and the national governments for running the preschool programs. And in Texas, they were going around, or Illinois, they were finding all these preschools that had no children. It was all a scam. They would set up the preschool, say, Happy Healthy Daycare Incorporated. They go there, and there'd be 4 people in there working, adults, not one child. And they were getting millions.
The guy that was going around doing that, it was he was finding all these different, they said it was Somalian-owned insurance companies, and he was trying to get insurance rates. He was going in these buildings, and it was like, there was like 10 insurance companies in this one building. He said, I want to know what your rates are. And they said, they called the police and said he was harassing them. He's like, I'm not harassing them. I'm trying to get rates. I'm trying to get insurance rate to compare. There's 10 insurance companies in here, and I want to get rates. And then there was one preschool in there, and he was trying to find out what the rates are for the preschool. And out of all of those places, only the preschool gave him the rates of what it was. But they said, we know, but they're trespassing you. They feel like you're harassing them, so you have to leave. And this was here in America. It was an American cop. So I don't know, but it was a reporter that was doing it, and he was trying to prove a point, and it was like all these places are open, but it's
a scam.
It's a scam. They're just getting money from the government to be open. And the one, he's like, hey, I'd like to get some different rates on insurance. And said the lady looked at him with pure terror in her eyes, and then went and got somebody, and they came out and was trying to make him leave. And he was like, this is weird. Something's up with this.
Yeah, that is weird.
It is very weird.
Unbelievable.
I watched a little bit of it, and I meant to save it, and I forgot to save it, so I don't really remember exactly where this was, but
we found out how much scam and fraud was going on. It would really depress you. I mean, it'd really be bad because we are paying a fair amount of money in taxes, and I'm glad to pay for my safety and security, and I'm glad to pay for certain things in infrastructure, but everything seems to be a cheat. Everything. Even if you're paying legitimately for something in the Defense Department. Look, we've always heard about the $100 hammers and that sort of stuff, where they just overcharge it. The government, people seem to feel the government has unlimited resources. They have no resources except us. So it's our money. It's the resources for the government to spend crazy on feeding people in another continent, or protecting us, or paying crazy stuff for a building to be built, because everybody scams the government because they feel like they're unlimited.
yeah.
And it's not unlimited. It's our money. It's us. Scary.
All right, it is 8:59. That is going to do it for us here on Morning Mayhem on this Monday, December the 29th. We are going to have a show tomorrow, and we are going to have a show Wednesday morning as well, New Year's Eve. But I guess I won't see you
until next Monday, I guess.
Monday
after, and we won't see each other for a year. It'll be
Until
2026 next
yeah.
year, yeah. Till our new
next
year.
So,
meanwhile, I'm going to leave today and see if I can ship some
candles.
Glass enclosed candles.
All right, it's going to get colder today, so y'all stay warm tonight. Bring those pets and plants in if you still have plants out.
Take care of your pets.
Take care of them and have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching and listening to Morning Mayhem here on Papa Peach Radio.